Hi, today we're going to be doing lead lighting. It's an advanced nail art technique. We're going to be using this plate. We're going to do this image right here. I love it. It's beautiful. It's definitely one of my favorites. This is Bundle Monster. It's plate BMXL216. And this is, if you can see them, how they look right there. Anyway, so first we're going to start out with just a plain white background. I just used a LA Colors white polish background, and just to give it a little interest, you know, to get that kind of bluish greenish color. I'm going to use Sinful Colors. It's Mint Chip is the name of it. I'm just going to do a little bit of that on here. I'm just going to use my little sponge applicator, Dollar Tree. So I just put a little bit, this is what I did on my nails. Just put a little bit of color on here. And I just kind of took it and just sort of just add a little bit here and there. And like that. Now, if you want, you can use, you know, a regular sponge, like, you know, how that you use for ombre. You can do that too. In fact, I do that a lot of times, and I just will, you know, rip off a little piece and use my tweezers to hold it. But I figured this might be a little bit easier. And I do it this way too, depending on, you know, the look I'm kind of going for. So I'm also going to use this one by Bundle Monster. It's got a teeny bit more blue to it. This one is called Transland by Bundle Monster. I love their stamping polishes. And so we're just going to put a little bit of this over here. It's got a little bit more blue to it. It's a little darker, I think. So I'm just gonna get a little bit, get some on my brush, on my sponge, and kind of just tap it like that until I know how much. See if you can see it. Maybe if I move my light a little different, does that help? Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, sorry. Okay, so we're just going to add a little bit, you know, around wherever you want it. I just didn't want the whole thing covered in one color. I thought it'd be more interesting. And I just love that the Arizona tea graphics. It's just beautiful. So, and I love cherry blossoms. It's my favorite flower this time of year. So see, I'm not even covering it all. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. I just mostly wanted it through, you know, most of it and more to the middle than anywhere else. So just kind of, you know, however you want it. So this is kind of how I'm doing it. And that's how it is on my nails. So I'm going to get this out of the way for a minute. And I also will put the names of, you know, the polishes and stuff that I use at the end, excuse me, in the information box. So if you can see that. Okay. So usually when I do a background technique, you know, like this or ombre or whatever I do, I put a coat of color over it, and you could do that right now. I think I'm not going to. I think it's fine. I think I'm just going to go ahead and get ready and stamp it this time. So we're doing this image here. I'm using my Jumbo Big Bling Clear Jelly Stamper. So we'll get all that ready over here. I'm going to use Bundle Monster's Straight Up Black. I love their polish, their stamping polishes. So we're going to do that and get ready to do that. Now, on my mani here, these two, I did the whole full image just straight on the way the image is. These two over here, I just kind of grabbed parts that I liked and kind of put them wherever I wanted. So, you know, like there's a little break in here and, you know, just whatever I wanted to do. And you can do it however you want to do it, but that's how I did it. And you can use any image you want, because I'm showing you how to do, I'm going to show you how to do the lead lighting technique, which is actually coming up after I stamp this. After we get the image on the nail, then I will show you that. So, just roll, take off some of that edge there. And I did a ginormous nail tip again so that you guys can hopefully see it better. And this is definitely not going to cover up the whole thing, although I could go ahead and add some, you know, some pieces too. So, see, so that's how it is if I just use that image, you know, the way it is on there, which we could, but I might add just a teeny bit more. You know, and my nails are long-ish, and sometimes they're even a little longer than this, so I've kind of had to learn how to add, because a lot of the images aren't long enough. So I'm going to go ahead and just add some of this to the bottom over here. And it doesn't have to be like completely covered, like I said, because, you know, I mean, we could have just done, you know, 3/4 the nail or 2/3 or half or whatever. Sometimes it's really interesting when you don't cover the whole thing. But we're going to do it this way so that it gives us a little more surface so that you can see the lead lighting technique. It'll give us some more flowers. Because basically we're going to color in the flowers is what we're going to do. And you use like a jelly, kind of a jelly polish. Now these I made myself out of alcohol inks, but and some people even use Sharpies. They take Sharpies and drain the, you know, take off the end of it and put that in clear polish and use that. But they also make it and sell it by OPI, some other polishes, but I know that a lot of people like the OPI jellies. And I will try to get the name of that and put that in the information box too. But for now, this is what we're doing. And so it's just, you can see, it's just kind of a sheerish polish. And this is what I'm going to use instead of paint. And it's called lead lighting because you're adding some color, almost like if it was a stained glass or something. So I'm just adding a little bit of yellow in the centers of these flowers. I'm just going to dab a little bit of the yellow like that. Hopefully you can see that. And it's kind of backwards for me here. I'll do the best I can. And a little bit there, a little bit here. It's not an exact science. It is art, so it's kind of like your personal preference, you know, whatever you like. I think that's good. So, see, it's just real light. It's, you know, it's nothing. And it's, like I said, sheerish. That's why they're called jellies. And then this one is a real bright pinkish, reddish, kind of a, well, I put raspberry on it because that's what I think it looks like, a pinkish red, so kind of like a raspberry. Now, I do it just with a brush. I'm kind of used to doing it. But if that's too hard, you know, if it's not comfortable for you, if it's hard to get the little, you know, keep in the lines for the most part, you can use a little detail brush if you want to. So far, I've always been able to do it this way. So right now, I'm just coloring in, if you can see, the petals. And I want them to be bright because I kind of want it to look like that Arizona tea. But also, cherry blossoms, you know, are sometimes a lighter pink, sometimes a bright pink. And I love this contrast, you know, these colors together. So, and if it goes out a little bit, you know, and if it's going to bug you, then you can just kind of carefully wipe, you know, if you're careful. But, so I'm going to add a little more to these. These are not the full flowers, they're just kind of partial flowers. I mean, if it goes a teeny bit out of the line, I don't think it's a big deal. you know, and they still will look really pretty. So we're doing this flower here. So all these open flowers, we're going to try and get all the petals on here. Really pretty easy. It's definitely one of my favorite techniques to do, and I love the look of it. I think it's really pretty. And you can do whatever colors you want. I don't know how many OPI, how many jellies OPI has, but I'm sure it's several. And, you know, just get whatever your favorite colors are. So we're going to do this big one right there. We'll go ahead and do these petals on it. And, you know, I kind of turn the brush like on the edge if I need it on the edge, if I need it to stay a little skinnier so it doesn't make a big old blob mess or something. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but I wipe off quite a bit off my brush too. So I'm not getting a big blob and a mess. And so if you can see how we have it so far. Did I get all those petals? I think I have another petal down here I gotta get. So I'm just gonna get a little bit more on here on this brush. And I see I'm kind of wiping the excess off. And then let's see. So I need to do this petal over here. Right? And then let's do some down on this bottom flower. Too. Can you see it? If I turn it this way, it might be easier for you. Okay. Here we go. And then we'll just do that there. Make sure I got it good. You know, if you wanted to, you could cover in these little petal not opened blossom things too if you wanted to, and I've done that before, but I kind of like this look here. I really just wanted the main flowers to kind of pop with color, you know, and against the contrast of the greenish, bluish greenish with white and the black outline, you know, the stamp that I stamped the image with. Kind of pretty. Okay, I guess I need a little bit more, don't I? So let me see if I can turn it so you can see it again. So see how we're doing. So we're just finishing up this one. Wait a minute, where is it? Oh, this one up here. Okay. I got a teeny spot right there. I'm just gonna kind of, there, got it. I think that looks pretty good. That's pretty, like it is. I love those colors together. Love the cherry blossoms too. Okay, so we're gonna put that right here. Let me get this plate out of the way, my stuff out of the way. And I don't know if you can see it any better, probably not. Never mind. We'll just do it like that. And then I'm going to put smudge free. Now, if you had gel polish, you could do gel polish over it right now, shiny or matte. And I do have matte over my mani on me, but right now I'm just going to use the Bundle Monster smudge free. I love this. Put that over, and if you're doing regular polish with this instead of gel over it, you would definitely want to use the Bundle Monster smudge free top coat right now to protect all that, you know, the stamping polish, the image, so the black doesn't smudge or smear. And so far I've never had any problem with that. So I just get a, you know, a fair amount, a generous amount, and I just go down the middle, and then I kind of swipe to the sides. A little bit more, and kind of go down this side here too. There we go. and I'll have that in the information box too. So I would just, you know, blow dry it at this point. And if you were going to use like your quick dry top coat, then you could put it over, you know, give this a minute to dry and then go ahead and put that over it and you'd be fine. It wouldn't smudge it then. Or like I said, you could just do, you know, gel shiny, or you could do, you know, like the Gelish matte top coat. I like this, works great. Or you can use their regular one. It's called Top It Off. The matte one's called Matte Top It Off. And, you know, or whatever brand you like gel polish. So this is called lead lighting. And so that's it. And if you could subscribe and like it, and that way when I do the next one, which will probably be soon, then you'll get a notification on the next video. So thank you, girls. Bye.